Hello, welcome to Papa Nick's Music. I am, as always, your host, Papa Nick Lewis, and today we're going to talk some more about Bruce Springsteen. Last week I gave you my ranking of his top 40 charting singles, and I didn't realize then that I picked a good time to do this because a couple of days ago was Bruce's birthday. 75, I think. So, hey, congratulations, Bruce. So I thought I'd go ahead and, as a birthday treat, I would talk a little bit more about Bruce. Last week when I ranked the top 40 charting singles, I talked a lot about how much I like the song Brilliant Disguise. So what I want to do this week is go through that song and explain why I think it is such a brilliant piece of songwriting. Okay? Ready? Okay, let's do this thing. First, I've got my handy dandy baby Taylor here. The song itself opens with a figure, a musical phrase that's it's those four chords. I'm deliberately not playing it using the rhythm or the tempo or anything like that. I'm just doing the chords. And I'm doing that because part of me is interested to see if I get a copyright claim on this video. And I would be, put that back, I'd be interested to see who has the audacity to claim that. That little figure that I just played is super common. It is a trope that features in a lot of Western music. It's I would argue it's on par with the 1-4-5 chord progression, right? I find it impossible to think that anybody could think that they actually created that thing. I mean, if the thing I just played features on Bob and Doug McKenzie's version of 12 Days of Christmas, for crying out loud. It is everywhere in music. And I think opening the song with that particular phrase is an inspired choice. He does it twice. He does it the first time to establish it as a figure, and then he repeats it to establish it as a pattern. And he ends up repeating it several thousand times as we go through the song. And I think that is a wonderful move. Anytime you're using a musical phrase, a musical figure, whatever it is, whether it's a chord progression, a lick, a riff, anything like that, if you're using something that is recognizable, what you're doing is you are putting something into your song that your audience is going to immediately react to. They're going to immediately recognize it. It's going to be familiar. And that grain of familiarity then extends out around it and makes the whole thing seem that much more familiar, that much more approachable. I think using these musical tropes sparingly makes your song fantastic. If you use it all the time, then your song quickly becomes, okay, yeah, just another version of something that I've heard 1,000 times before. But if you use it sparingly, it builds that sense of familiarity, which then transfers to the whole song, makes the whole song seem more inviting, more welcome. So I think using the trope in the first place was a good idea. Using it the way he does creates a sense of a cycle, creates the sense of a loop. This is a loop. It's a musical loop that it's hard to break out of, which then is going to inform the lyrical content of the song because the lyrics are about a loop that is hard to break out of as well. So, right off the bat, we've got a strong start. Now, like I said, he repeats that figure twice, and then, or he plays the figure and then repeats it once. And then we get into the first verse. The first verse, I hold you in my arms as the band plays. What are those words whispered, baby, just as you turn away? Now, I hold you in my arms as the band plays. It's not we're dancing to a record or to the radio. No, we're dancing to a band. I hold you in my arms as the band plays. First time I heard this song, the immediate image I had was of a first dance at a wedding kind of a thing. Don't know that it's a wedding, but they're dancing to the sound of a band, to music that a band is playing. What are those words whispered, baby, just as you turn away? Those words whispered. We've got that repeated W sound. Oh, I'm a sucker for alliteration. But what are those words whispered? Not words muttered, not words uttered, whispered. To whisper something suggests that you're trying, that it's a secret, right? You're not trying to say it out loud. You're whispering it. So literally, we've got a couple on the dance floor after the dance. She is, going to get a drink. She's going to the bathroom. She's going. Doesn't matter where she's going. She's going. And as she's going, she says something. Now, he doesn't hear it because she's starting to walk away. I relate to that. You turn your head away from me while you're talking, and I completely zone out on what you're saying. I need to be able to look at you to be able to keep up with the conversation. Ask my wife. She'll tell you. But she could be saying, hey, I got to go take a leak, right? There's nothing necessarily nefarious in this. But the fact that he is seeing it as words that she's whispering, like she's trying to conceal it, just as you turn away. Not just as you go to the John, but just as you turn away. You're turning away from me. Right here from the get-go, we've got a couple. They are in a relationship, and he is starting to have doubts about her. He's starting to think that maybe there's something going on here that he's not aware of. Next, or the second half of this first verse. I saw you last night out on the edge of town. Okay, he doesn't take this image any further. That's all he says about it. I saw you last night out on the edge of town. But if I saw you out on the edge of town, that suggests that I wasn't expecting you to be there, right? If you and I go somewhere together, we go to the movies, I'm not going to say the next day, hey, I saw you at the movies last night, because no shit, we went together, of course, right? I saw you is a way of saying both, I didn't expect to see you, and I don't know if you saw me, right? I saw you there. So I saw you last night out on the edge of town, out on the edge of town. We're not in town, we're out on the edge, we're on the outskirt, we're on the border, we're getting out into unfamiliar territory. And I saw you out in that unfamiliar territory. Now, as I listen to this, I think, okay, yeah, we've got a guy who is starting to doubt. I saw you out on the edge of town. What were you doing out there? Now, a personal reaction I have anytime I encounter somebody who displays any sort of jealousy or distrust, mistrust. My first reaction to that is to think, okay, if you're jealous, that's because you yourself deserve the jealousy, right? If I think everybody is cheating on me, probably a good indicator that I'm cheating on everybody. If I think that everybody's lying to me, that's probably a good indicator that I'm lying to everybody, because we tend to see in other people what we do ourselves. We tend to project a lot. So my first reaction, when I first heard this song, my first reaction to the line, I saw you last night on the edge of town, was, okay, yeah, I can tell that there's some friction here, but let's face it, he's out on the edge of town too. Otherwise, he wouldn't have seen her there. There is, my inclination is to think that he is thinking that she is displaying the same infidelity that he himself is feeling or wanting or whatever. Personal take on that. That's just as I hear it. That was as I first heard it. Excuse me. That was the thing that I immediately picked up on. We finished the last quarter of the first verse, last half of the second half of the first verse with, we're finally starting to get to why he's suspicious. We know he's suspicious because he's wondering what the words were that she whispered as she turned away, and he saw her out on the edge of town. I want to read your mind to know just what I've got in this new thing I've found. Now, possibility number one, this new thing I found is the relationship that they're in. This is a new relationship. I don't go for that. I think this is an existing relationship that has taken a step up. And I'll be honest, part of that is my initial reaction to I Hold You in My Arms as the band plays, thinking that is that's a wedding dance. So I'm thinking that this is a song about a man who has recently gotten married and is starting to have second thoughts about it. Now, as it turns out, as we go, there's going to be more stuff that encourages me to to keep with that thought. But that was a leap I made when I first listened to the song. Now that we're done with our first verse, let's get into our first chorus. So tell me what I see when I look in your eyes. Is that you, baby, or just a brilliant disguise? So when I look at you, am I actually seeing you, or am I seeing the face that you're putting on for me? Fairly common lyrical comment. Billy Joel's got a whole album about it, The Stranger. Give it a listen. So I don't know whether I can trust what I see or not when I'm looking at you. I don't know if this is you being authentic or if this is you putting on a face. So, is that you, baby, or just a brilliant disguise? So we're one verse, one chorus in, and we've got a man who's in a relationship, and he has started doubting the woman that he's in this relationship with. I'm thinking they just got married, and he's starting to doubt whether that was a wise decision to have made. Verse 2. I heard somebody call your name from underneath our willow. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Underneath our willow. So this is not underneath my willow. It's not underneath your willow. It's our willow. We are cohabiting in this house. We've got a willow tree out in the yard, and I heard somebody out under that tree calling your name. So yeah, they are in a relationship, and it has taken that next step. They are now married, or committed, or whatever you want to say. I heard somebody call your name from underneath our willow. Okay. I heard. Possibility number one is she's got somebody on the side, and he's out there trying to see if she's if she's available. He might have actually heard that. He might have heard something else. We don't know what her name is. If her name has an ooh sound in it, he could just as easily be hearing bird calls, doves, pigeons, that sort of thing. Very similar sound. But, okay. He heard somebody call her name. Even if he's hearing someone call her name, that in and of itself is not evidence that there's something going wrong here, right? There could be 1,000 logical explanations why somebody would be calling her name from out in the yard. The fact that he's standing under the willow gives him camouflage, but it doesn't necessarily indicate that he is definitely hiding, right? He is seeing it as a negative. I don't know that it actually literally is. Second half of the first half of this verse, I saw something tucked in shame underneath your pillow. Okay, tucked in shame. I saw something under your pillow. I could just see like the corner of the piece of paper sticking out. So it's hidden under your pillow. Well, no, it's put under your pillow. It's only hidden if you were trying to conceal it, but it may just be that that's just where you put it, right? I saw something tucked in shame. I love that. We've got to have the shame because it rhymes with the first lines. I heard somebody call your name. I saw something tucked in shame. Got to have that repetition. But it also is advancing this idea that I think that you are hiding something from me. I think that there's something going on here that you're trying to conceal. I saw something tucked in shame underneath your pillow. Now, we've got a lot of evidence that says that he thinks that there's something wrong here, but no real indication of why he thinks this. Until now, second half of this second verse. Well, I've tried so hard, baby, but I just can't see what a woman like you is doing with me. Okay, now we've gotten to it. Now we know what's going on here. What's going on is, okay, the way I see it, they've just gotten married. They're at this new stage in their relationship, whether it's marriage or not. But they've just gotten married, and he is starting to doubt whether she is committed because he looks at himself and doesn't see anything that's worth committing to, right? This is not a song about his jealousy. This is a song about his own lack of self-worth. I've tried, but I can't see what you're doing with me. You're telling me that you love me, but I can't see why you would. That's not a comment about her. That's a comment about himself. So tell me who I see, our second chorus. When I look in your eyes, is that you, baby, or just a brilliant disguise? We're just repeating that first chorus and just reinforcing that idea that I don't know whether I can trust what I see or not. Now we get to the middle eight, the bridge, call it what you will. Now look at me, baby, struggling to do everything right. I'm trying to get this right. I'm trying to make this work. And then it all falls apart when out go the lights. And then in the middle of the night, when everything's dark and I'm awake and I can't fall asleep and I keep, replaying the incidents of the day, that's when all of my faith crumbles. I'm just a lonely pilgrim. I walk this world in wealth. I love that line. I'm just a lonely pilgrim. I'm solitary. I am an individual. I'm a lonely pilgrim. I'm on a journey of faith. I'm trying to find something to believe in. Again, it's about me. It's not about you. It's about me. I'm just a lonely pilgrim. I walk this world in wealth. I love that. Not just because of the repeated W sounds and I'm a nut for alliteration, but because of what I walk, right? I am propelling myself. I'm not riding. I'm not flying. I'm walking. And walk suggests slow and steady progress. I walk this world. I have great possibilities. I'm not John Mellencamp confined to my small town. No, I walk the world in wealth. I have security. Literally, if I'm walking this world in wealth, then that means I've got money. I've got plenty of money. But I have security. I have the thing that should give me a feeling of satisfaction, a feeling of sufficiency. I want to know, he continues, if it's you I don't trust, because I damn sure don't trust myself. Now, if we had any doubts up to this point, we can't have any doubts now. This is a song about how he doesn't trust himself. He just literally said it. I don't know. I want to know if it's you I don't trust, because I don't trust myself. So I've got to have something to have faith in, but I can't tell what it is, because since I don't have faith in myself, I can't discern faith anywhere else. So we get to the third final verse. Now, as a result of all of this, now you play the loving woman, I'll play the faithful man. Okay, I think this is important. Up to now, all of his doubt has been him projecting onto her. You whispered something that I didn't catch. You were out on the edge of town, even though I was there too. I heard someone call your name. I saw something tucked in shame underneath your pillow, right? It's all, you're doing this stuff and it's making me jealous. But now, you play the loving woman, I'll play the faithful man. We're both pretending. We're both putting up a facade. We'll play at this. We'll see if this will work. Yeah, let's go ahead and give it a stab. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. But we're playing at it. It's not likely to succeed. I'll play the faithful man, he says. Just don't look too close into the palm of my hand. Just, if this is an illusion, if I am the illusionist, sure, I'll do my best job. Just don't look too much into the palm of my hand, because you'll see that that's where I've got the coin hidden, right? There's also, don't look into the palm of my hand, because if you're looking into my palm, you can see my fortune. You can see where this is going to go. Don't do that. If we're going to pretend, we got to stay in the now. Last half of the last verse. And I apologize right up front. We've got ethnic slur in here that we would prefer not to have, but it's there, so we got to deal with it. We stood at the altar. The gypsy, sorry about that, swore our future was bright. When I perform this song, I change gypsy to preacher. What I'm getting from the use of gypsy is a spiritual figure. As we are standing at the altar, we stood at the altar. That they've gotten married. He's talking about the gypsy swearing that our future was bright. I'm going to switch that to another efficient to get that same sense of, okay, spiritual. We've gotten the official sanction. We've gotten the. Yeah, we've got this license, and it has our name on it, and this license proves that we have committed to loving one another. We have committed till death do us part, baby. Right? The gypsy swore our future was bright, but come the wee hours, he continues, maybe, baby, the gypsy lied. Yeah, we got that official decree, but maybe that official decree isn't worth the paper it's printed on. Yeah, they said, but maybe they are wrong. Maybe they are lying. The thing that we're trying to have faith in now, I can't have faith in you because I don't have faith in myself, but that means I also can't have faith in this spiritual system. And we get to the final chorus. So when you look at me, you better look hard and look twice. Is that me, baby, or just a brilliant disguise? He's now taken it on himself. This is not, I'm not jealous of you because you're being, because of your infidelity. I'm jealous of me because my lack of faith in you. And then he closes, tonight our bed is cold. I'm lost in the darkness of our love. God have mercy on the man who doubts what he's sure of. Fantastic closer, right? I mean, if we were doubting that this is a song about his own lack of faith, he slams it home there at the end. And as we're listening to this, we've got that figure playing the and that fades out. I said when I started, he sets this up. He plays that figure when the song begins. He repeats it to establish it as a pattern, and then he keeps it going to establish it as a loop. It is a cycle that feeds itself that you can't break out of. That's why this song has to end on a fade out. You can't just stop this song. I mean, you do if you're playing it live. But the recording has to fade out because this is a self-reinforcing cycle. This is something that this guy's going to wrestle with as long as he's got that self-doubt. I love that. I think it's a brilliant song. The music underscores the lyric, and the lyric itself has wonderful complexity and depth. This is a fantastic song. Or at least I think it is. What do you think? Do you like the song? Do you not like the song? Do you think I'm on the mark or off the mark? Drop that note down below. I always love hearing from you. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd click the like button. If you do click the like button, go ahead and click the subscribe if you've not already done so. It costs you nothing and it means the world to me, so I very much appreciate it. If you do subscribe, go ahead and click the bell for notifications. The YouTube folks appreciate that, so on their behalf, I thank you. Again, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope that the rest of your day is blissful. See you soon.